Imagine a world where the FIFA World Cup never existed. No packed stadiums, no legendary goals, no nations united behind a single team. No moments that made billions of people stop what they were doing to watch history unfold. Sounds strange, right? Today, the World Cup is the biggest sporting event on Earth. More people watch it than almost any other event in human history. But what if it had never been created? How different would football be? How different would countries be? And how much money, culture, and history would simply disappear? In this video, we're exploring one of the biggest what-if scenarios in sports history. What would happen if the World Cup never existed? This is Future Elite. Let's begin. Many people think football became popular because of the World Cup. That's not entirely true. Football was already growing rapidly across Europe and South America before the first World Cup in 1930. Countries like England, Uruguay, Argentina, Italy, and Brazil were already obsessed with the sport. So football would still exist, people would still play it, clubs would still compete, leagues would still fill stadiums. But something important would be missing: a global stage. Without the World Cup, football might remain divided into regional competitions instead of becoming the truly global sport we know today. Every 4 years, something incredible happens. People from different countries, cultures, religions, and languages all focus on the same event. For 1 month, the entire world watches football. The World Cup creates memories that last forever. Without it, no legendary finals, no underdog stories, no national celebrations, no global football moments. Generations would lose experiences that connected billions of people. Many of the greatest sporting memories in history would simply never happen. Think about Brazil. When many people hear the word Brazil, they immediately think about football. The country has won the World Cup more times than any other nation. Without the tournament, Brazil's global image might look completely different. The same applies to countries like Argentina, Germany, Italy, France, and Uruguay. The World Cup helped shape national pride. It gave countries moments that became part of their identity. Without it, some nations might not have the same global recognition they enjoy today. What made some footballers immortal? Their World Cup performances. Without the tournament, Pelé might never become the king of football. Diego Maradona's Hand of God would never happen. Zinedine Zidane's famous final would never exist. Lionel Messi's World Cup triumph would disappear. Kylian Mbappe's rise to superstardom would be different. Many players would still be famous, but they would lack the ultimate stage that turned them into global legends. The World Cup generates billions of dollars. Sponsors, broadcasters, tourism, hotels, restaurants, airlines, merchandise. The economic impact is enormous. Without the World Cup, football would still be a major sport, but the industry would be significantly smaller. Many countries have invested heavily in infrastructure because they hosted the tournament. Airports, roads, metro systems. Entire cities have been transformed. Without the World Cup, many of these developments might never happen. One of the most beautiful things about the World Cup is that it gives smaller nations a chance to shock the world. Every tournament creates surprises. Underdogs defeating giants, unknown players becoming stars overnight. Without the World Cup, these moments disappear. The biggest football countries would dominate attention even more than they do now. Smaller nations would struggle to gain international recognition. Football would become less diverse and less unpredictable. Here's an interesting possibility. Without the World Cup, other sports could gain millions of additional fans. Sports like basketball, tennis, cricket, rugby, Formula One. The World Cup attracts billions of viewers. If that event never existed, some of those viewers might follow different sports instead. The entire sports industry could look very different today. Perhaps another competition would become the largest sporting event on Earth. Today, FIFA is one of the most powerful sports organizations in the world. Why? Because of the World Cup. Without it, FIFA would lose most of its influence and revenue. The organization might still exist, but it would be nowhere near as powerful. Continental tournaments like the European Championship or Copa America might become the biggest events instead. Football power would likely be more regional rather than global. The World Cup is more than football. It's one of the few events that truly brings the world together. People gather in homes, bars, public squares, stadiums. Entire countries celebrate together. For a few weeks, national borders seem smaller. Without the World Cup, one of humanity's largest shared experiences disappears. The world becomes just a little less connected. So, what would happen if the World Cup never existed? Football would survive, but it wouldn't be the same. Countless legends would never rise. Billions of memories would never be created. Countries would lose moments of national pride. The sport would be less global, less emotional, less powerful. The World Cup isn't just a tournament. It's a cultural phenomenon, a global celebration, a piece of history that has shaped generations. And without it, the world of sports, and perhaps the world itself, would look very different. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating what-if scenarios. This is Future Elite. See you in the next video.